This is the plaintiff, Jennifer McKnight. She says she purchased a teeth whitening coupon from a company the defendant represents, and the coupons were worthless because the work they promised at a discount didn't include other dentistry work they said was necessary to do, which it wasn't. The defendant represents a collection agency because she stopped payment for the worthless coupons, and now they're after her. She's here today suing for the removal of her name from the collection company. And since she has to assign a monetary value to the lawsuit to remove her name from the collection agency database, she's suing for 1 cent. This is the defendant, Brad Dayton. He says he was hired to collect a debt of $120 from the plaintiff, who purchased non-refundable teeth whitening coupons. The no refund, no return policy is clearly stated on the coupon. The plaintiff doesn't have a leg to stand on in this case, and he will not remove her name from his database until she pays off her debt. He's accused of causing a dental dilemma. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $123.35, the amount the plaintiff rightfully owes his client, plus his commission.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff got a teeth whitening coupon from the company the defendant is representing, saying the service was completely worthless. This is the small claims court case we've ever had, 1 cent. But the defendant says it is as simple as a no refund policy. It's the case of your whitening service bites.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Jennifer McKnight.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing BD Financial Recovery Service to remove you from their collections efforts, as well as their client, who is attempting to collect because, according to you, the transaction was a fraud. Tell me what happened.
On May 20th of this year, a gentleman came into my place of work selling these certificates.
What kind of place of, what is your place of work?
It's a lumber mill.
Say it again, lumber mill.
Lumber mill. I was in the office. He came into the office dressed in scrubs, nice smile, nice pitch, sounded like a good deal, so I bought a certificate for myself.
A certificate for what?
The teeth whitening service. I also bought one for my boss. I thought it'd be a nice gift.
And how much was the coupon?
They were $60 each.
And that was for services worth $400, you thought?
That's what it says on the certificates.
May I see the certificate?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the package includes 2 office visits, the exam, basic x-rays, custom designed bleaching molds, and prescription bleaching gel. Vouchers non-refundable, but fully transferable. All that is on your thing. All right, so what happens?
So later that day, when my boss came back up to the office and saw them sitting on the counter, he's like, absolutely not. They've been through here before. He bought like $400 worth at one time for all of his employees, and including his daughter, who worked for him at the time. And she had gone to use hers. I have a letter from her as well. She went to use it. She'd been to the dentist previously, like 2 months prior to that, and they told her they wouldn't do the whitening service because she had a bunch of cavities on the same teeth that she had just had work done on. So he told me it's a scam, cancel it. So the next day I called them. The woman that I spoke to, Louisa, was very nice. I'm like, I changed my mind, I don't want to do this. She said, no problem. It was a very simple conversation. Called my bank, put a stop pay on the check, went there and signed the paperwork.
Why'd you have to put a stop payment on the check if she said, don't worry about it, we won't charge you?
Just to cover my back.
And they did deposit the check, correct? Or they tried to?
That was the last I heard about it.
Right, because they tried to deposit the check, but you had put a stop payment on it,
Correct.
and this is non-refundable.
Correct.
But you're saying that Louisa told you it was refundable.
She didn't say it was
Or no worry, we'll make
refundable.
an exception for you.
No, she didn't say that. I just told her that I had changed my mind and I wanted to.
I know that's what refundable means, that you want a refund. Right. It
Right.
means I want my money back, I changed my mind, I want my money back, and it's non-refundable.
Correct. Right. Well, I took it to mean that at that point they didn't have my money yet. They hadn't cashed the check. So that's, to me, it
Right.
wasn't a refund. It was I changed my mind. Right. I know.
For the rest of us mere mortals, no refund means no refund.
Right.
But here's the thing, so you are suing for 1 penny.
They wouldn't let me enter zero.
Right, you can't enter zero. But what you really want is you want them to stop their collection efforts. Correct. Because you feel that you're right. So you want what's called a declaratory judgment. Okay. By the judge saying that you are right and you need to cut it out. So let's delve into that a little bit. You wanted to cancel because something bad happened to somebody else who went in there and they couldn't get their services. But did you go And they tell you you couldn't do it if
I
you...
did not, no.
Okay. You represent the dental whitening folks.
Yes, I do.
All right, and your deal with them is what?
I'm the collection agency that they assign the accounts to.
Okay, who's in the agency? You are the agency?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so how does a person get into this kind of work?
I've been doing it 30 years, and rather than, work for somebody else and get mistreated, I decided to
Be
do
the
it myself.
mistreater? You'd be the guy who mistreats himself?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Do you know that one of my first jobs was a bill collector for a bank at 18 because I had such a deep voice and because I was apparently aggressive. So they had me doing this job.
Yes.
They would never let me do it in person because I was 18. Let me ask you, do you know any of the facts?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And how do you know the facts?
Well, this is how it all started. On May 20th, I received the account from my client, sent her a formal collection notice. Her boss called me.
What'd he say?
He was going into the account, and I stated that
What
this
did he
is
say?
third party.
What did he say? Not what you
stated-
said, what he said.
He stated he was calling on her behalf that the salesperson came into the location illegally to sell those, and she didn't know what she was purchasing.
Man, if I owned a place and someone had gone in there and sold me stuff and my daughter couldn't use it, and you have the statement from the daughter, I would make sure that there was a no trespass issued against them so that they don't come back to my place.
There is
I'd be
now.
so mad.
So there's a no refund policy. She never even went to get it done. She out of luck. I'm going way in here as far as my arm can reach.
I think she signed a contract even though she had the coupon. She should just pay the amount that she owes even though she didn't got the service.
By the way, where are you from? The accent's interesting.
I'm from Tijuana, Mexico.
Interesting. Okay. She out of luck or not?
She is out of luck. She should have used the coupon instead of just letting it go to waste. So
You do realize I'm not like 6'8", my arm doesn't reach all the way. Thanks for leaning. Going inside the courtroom.
Here's the thing, though, Ms. McKnight. The problem that I'm having is that you didn't have a problem with them, and it's non-refundable. You bought something for $60 that's supposedly worth $400. It's non-refundable, and your initials are next to "I have read this voucher and accept the rules." And then, without even giving them and by the way, there's different dentists who work within this program, right?
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
you could go to a different dentist than the one she went to, and if you went to the dentist and the same thing happened to you, this might be a different case, but you didn't even go to the dentist to see if you could get what you bought.
I did go to the dentist office with my boss when he went there to try and find the whitening company's information. They don't list their address anywhere. So I did physically go to the dentist office and
What for?
spoke
To
to
have
them.
your teeth whitened?
He was trying to get an
Right, to get service so you could sue them, but not to have your teeth
But they
whitened.
did tell me that if you have crowns or anything like that, they will not do it, and I do have a crown.
That is patently incorrect. You can whiten teeth if you have a crown. It's just that the crown won't change color. So I don't know what to say to you. I mean, let me tell you what matters, though, for this lawsuit. What matters is you being able to show to me that you bought something that you can't use, not that someone else couldn't use. And therefore, I cannot rule in your favor. You have a counterclaim against her for the amount that was owed, which is the check was for $120 plus a $3.35 collection fee, and I'm ruling in your favor in the amount of the $123.35. You are able to use these. These are going right back to you. You are able to use these. You are able to give them to somebody else. And should something come up later that changes these facts, you are welcome to file a lawsuit based on what occurred there, but not based on anything you've told me so far. That doesn't entitle you to a refund. Okay? That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, the plaintiff keeps the coupons but loses the case in here. Step on in here. What's your feeling on the judgment against you?
It just is what it is. I didn't.
No declaratory judgment, which is what you wanted. You didn't get it.
I didn't feel like it was a refund, as I explained, but that's why she's the judge.
All right, you still have the coupons. What are you going to do with those?
I'm going to give it a try, see what happens.
All right, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then the judge said if you've run into any problems, you still have the legal avenue open to you.
Yeah.
Right?
we'll see what
Okay.
happens.
All right, around the corner this way. All right, so step on in here and Hey, the collector gets paid here.
Yes, give it one for the collector.
Yeah, you did your job. Do you have to go to
Yes,
court
sir.
to collect very often?
Not too often, sir.
Who likes the bill collectors?
Not too many people.
You know,
The clients they're in love with us, but the consumer, not so much.
You don't mind that?
No.
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, here's the deal. If there is proof of fraud, then you can undo a no refund policy. Otherwise, if you can't prove fraud, you are out of luck.